Yeah, no,
Yeah.
not myself. The Tulus Tambunan is really instrumental for having this group.
Okay, okay. Very much initiative personality.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But Professor, what about our book?
About what?
Our chapter book,
Oh yeah,
editor
yeah.
book.
As I told to Professor Himachama, by the end of this week, then I will submit all the chapters to Palgrave because I'm still waiting one chapter from Malaysia, I think, or from because she got COVID-19 and she just recover from the COVID-19, but she told me that her paper already about 80%. So I said to her, just finish the remaining 20%. I will wait until the third week of September.
Okay, okay. Congratulations.
Same for all of you. Welcome, Mrs. Siti.
Hello.
Hello.
Prof. Now, again, please.
Yeah.
Now I am in Dhaka and I am traveling now.
Oh yeah, that's why I heard sound of truck.
Yeah. Now I am in Dhaka. I am traveling now, but you provide the link and other things for this region. It's my supreme duty to join this program, and it's a good moment for me.
Yeah.
Professor Tulus and Professor Himachalam are present here. I think that I am fortunate also.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Welcome,
Thank
Professor
you.
Susela.
Namaste.
Hi.
Namaste,
Namaste.
Sushila Devi. Namaste. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
How
Hi,
are you, Prof. Himachalam?
Little bit improving, madam. Back pain is, say, it is giving lot of setback to me.
Oh,
All of my pending works are still pending. I don't know how I am going to come up out of this vicious circle.
we'll pray for you.
Yeah, thank you. Namaste.
Yeah, we always pray for you.
Yeah.
how are you, Professor?
Yeah, I can't sit more than 1 hour or so.
Yeah.
That is the problem. Low back pain is.
You shouldn't
persisting.
sit more than 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You should keep getting up.
Yeah. We have to move sometime and
Mm.
again you can sit sometime.
Yeah.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for your wishes.
Take care.
Yeah.
So we will wait until 10:15, yeah? And then we will start.
Okay.
So about 10 minutes to go.
Okay.
Madam, now I am using your Ayurvedic medicine. You recommended two oils.
Oh, I see.
Now I am using, but in Kerala, we requested one hospital to get admit there.
Do
And I
you
am,
warm it up? Do you mix it and heat it
yeah,
up before you
yeah,
use?
lukewarm oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I am waiting for the slot of that hospital. It is very busy,
Ah, okay.
and they wanted me to stay back there 2 weeks. Then I said, okay, and they are
Okay.
assuring me so you can get relief during this 2 weeks.
Right. Okay.
Meanwhile, I am using the medicine you recommended.
Right. It
Yeah,
works for me.
yeah, it is, uh, but I'm having a lot of problem, madam. That is, it may not be, uh, but for smaller pains, it may be useful. That's what the doctor
Because
told me.
I had cervical spondylosis, which is my back.
Yeah,
And the
yeah,
doctor said there's nothing to be done except physiotherapy.
yeah.
So I
Physical
used
therapy.
this ointment every day, and then suddenly all the pain disappeared.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah. So I was using it, and for a few months, 3 months,
Mhm.
without fail, every night. And then the pain is gone. It hasn't come back. It's
Oh,
been a
that's
few
great.
years now.
That's great. That's great. I hope I also get relief from that. I started using that one for the last 15 days. I am using. I will
Mhm.
use some more time, and whenever the hospital people invited me to join, I will go there. I hope I will get relief. All the wishes of all of my friends and other things. Thank you.
Good.
So I have to change my background,
Mhm.
and my son sent me new laptop
Oh,
2 days back. But my existing laptop is HP. It is not compatible to have the background. That is the problem.
mhm.
I got new one, so I have to using that one by so uploading all the required inputs required by the laptop. The formation should be done.
5 minutes to go, yeah?
Okay.
How are you, Professor?
Fine. Thank you. Good morning.
Good
Thank you.
morning. Good morning.
I am fine.
Fine. How are you, Professor Susila Devi?
I'm good. I'm good. Busy though, catching up on all the outstanding work.
Yeah. Uh, And I visited in PKSF
What's that?
this week. PKSF of Professor Dr. Khalikujaman Ahmed, the chairman of this organization.
Okay, okay.
Now I am in Dhaka with my cricket team in our
Oh.
university.
Oh, that's good.
Good, good.
Yeah.
With big background, it looks not so good. Yeah, my video. It
It
depends on
looks
the,
okay. It looks okay.
yeah. It depends
Yeah.
on the lighting in your room.
Lighting, yes, yes, yes. And usually I think green is a problem.
Yeah, the green. Okay, about 2 minutes to go. Then we will start, and then hopefully more people will come and join us here again.
Morning, Professor Tulus.
Good morning. Good morning.
Professor Goyal here.
It's okay.
Good morning, Krishna ji.
Sir.
Namaste.
Namaste, sir. Namaste. Himachalam, sir.
Yeah.
Nice to see you after a long time.
Yeah. I do. Thank you. So our learned Professor Tulus has given this opportunity.
No.
And continuously he is giving opportunity to meet together virtually.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's great.
No, Professor Khan said, long time not seen. Lucky that we have now the association.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, I feel. Yeah.
Okay, I think we should start now. So, good morning, everyone. Nice to see you again, although virtually. And welcome to this first research forum series. Apart from holding the annual international seminar on micro, small, medium enterprises in developing countries, this forum is another activity of the Global Association for Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises and Sustainable Development Goals Research in Developing Countries. This forum is, we can consider this forum as the platform for presenting research findings or discussing dissertations or thesis, or even for discussing new thoughts about a particular theory or an analytical model or methodology, and also introducing an index, as we will hear today. So in this first forum, our speaker is Mr. Uma Sankar Yadav, PhD. He is a senior research fellow in Humanities and Social Sciences, Motilal Nehru National Institute of Technology, Allahabad, Prayagraj, India. He is going to propose, so to say, propose a so-called the Global Handicraft Index for Sustainable Development. So, not to waste our time, I invite now Mr. Uma. Please, it is your floor
Yes,
now.
sir.
Okay, you have PowerPoint, yeah?
Yes, sir. I
Okay,
have
I
PowerPoint.
will put here multiple. Okay, now you can enter your PowerPoint.
It is visible, sir.
Not yet, but it looks okay, but not yet. Yeah, okay, now it's okay.
Okay. Sir, a very good morning to all of you, respected dignitaries that are present over here in the Global Association for MSMEs and SDGs Research in Developing Countries. This is the special research forum series that has been organized by Professor Tulus Tambunan sir and all respected dignitaries from different developing countries. So myself, Umar Shankar Yadav, from Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, Motilal Nehru National Institute of Technology, Allahabad, Prayagraj. Actually, since last year, I was thinking that different countries had developed different type of the index related to Sustainable Development Index, Global Climate Index, World Happiness Index, World Industries Index, Climate Risk Index, Climate Performance Index. Different type of the index has been developed by in the association with the UNDP, World Bank, and IMF, International Monetary Fund, WHO, UN. So in my mind, that was a question. All world is facing a lot of problem. So there should be at least one special type of the index that is related to the handicraft sector, handmade product, because if all world is thinking about the problem of machine made product, these are pollution full product, so there should be at least one product that is helpful for human beings and their development, and it has there should have the capacity to increase the money in hand, and ultimately they took the mind with happiness. So I think if we propose index related to handicraft, that should be sustainable, that should be better competition between the artisans, because about 69% of the world's population is engaged in the handmade product. So I proposed a global proposal of global handicraft index for sustainable development of handicraft sector, and a visionary approach, because before this I searched different type of the research papers, literature review, but not seen such type of the indexing, such type of the proposal. So I thought that if we can develop and we can help the global population, that their value should be increased, their information should be increased, their skill people can see whatever. So about that I have completely developed in my mind. That was initially the content in the essay has been mentioned: abstract, introduction, literature review, research gap and objective of the study, research methodology, then finding and conclusion of the study, references and bibliography. Now everyone asked the question, why you have developed this? So when I was preparing about the abstract, because the purpose of this paper is to give a separate index for the development of handicraft industry. It will be the for the promotion of handicraft sector, for the promotion of handicraft artisan, for the promotion of sustainable product, and to develop better sustainable competition between the population, especially rural and tribal peoples, and better utilization.
of the natural product. Natural means all products should be sustainable. They have the biodegradable conceptualizations. They have pollution-less capacity, and they are directly related to the rural industry. They have attached with our heritage, ancient traditions, conserving the heritage of all countries' handmade traditions, and also preserve or conserve the skill of artisans that are related in the sector, and making them entrepreneur. Making them entrepreneur means how artisan make their product, they sell their product, but due to non-global value, they had not earning a lot of money from that product. But we should focus to make the artisan as entrepreneur, because entrepreneurs is in machine made product. Suppose then China and other countries that have developed and prepared manufactured machine made product, but these are population pollution fools, harmful, and they are also destroying our cultural traditional heritage product. We know that the whole world is facing a big problem of plastic glass in current time, because each and every houses, if we see, near about in 1 month, average 1 kg of plastic uh, material, plastic polythenes are present in each and every house of the whole world, not even only one country and other population, and they are facing a lot of climate change problem. So these climate are also affected due to the environmental pollution in the world. So if all want to maintain their life and living pattern better and sustainable, then they should have to make the product for their utility. That should be sustainable, that should be utility, that have durability, and it has also the capacity of the decorative, that will have to give the local job to local peoples, to tribal peoples, to rural peoples, and to enhance the skill of local talent at the global level. So tribal people, especially women in handicraft sector, near about 67% of the women are involved in handicraft sector. These are sometimes called female based industry. And the methodology that I have applied for the preparation of the global handicraft index, I have taken secondary data that has been used because less availability of the such information about handicraft index. Especially in month of May 2022, Indian government has organized how to develop a handicraft index, not global, how to develop handicraft index. This was a fair organized in UAE, Dubai in May. But before that, in month of the February 2022, I have proposed a global handicraft index in Feb month. But for the collection of data, I have taken some of the data from UNDP, from ILO, International Labour Organizations. Some of the data has been taken from IMF and World Bank, some NGOs that are reputed NGOs working in the handicraft sector, working in micro, small and medium enterprises sector, working in this area, and even data are collecting from the authentic sources from the different countries' government sources, like as in India, micro, small and medium enterprises. I have also taken some of the data. Some data are also taken from the SME department from Bangladesh and Southeast countries that have focused in handicraft sector, like handicraft market research reports. I have also taken some of the data from USAID report about handicraft sector and research market proposal sector. I have also taken the data and our findings. So we know that all are worker in handicraft sector, but they want to be entrepreneur because they prepare their product, and mediator or some of the entrepreneurs come at their house and they collect the handmade product and sell at high rate. They earn the money at high rate, but they do not pay the affordable money to the artisan. So the situation of the artisan is not better. But due to the digital development, digital technology, they have the capacity, they have the chances or opportunity to convert their life as artisan to be as entrepreneur and earn their amount and increase the GDP of their country. Either they are living in developed country or in developing country, but they want to participate in the increasing of GDP of their countries. And in last, I want to be happy in the world. So the objective of the paper is to develop an innovation and to suggest first global handicraft index, like as global innovation index, global happiness index, global hunger index, global environmental risk assessment index, and other indexes that have helped the world east countries for developing and giving better competition. Better competition means positive competition to renovate their skill, to enhance their skill, to enhance their tradition, to carry the talent of artisan in the global market and develop the competition between other sector. And so in case of handicraft, sector, that artisan and worker ground competitions, better development, capacity building of artisan, skill development of artisan, especially women empowerment, because much of the women are involved in handmade product. So there should be at least a provision for the empowerment of women, then they can transform their working capacity into as entrepreneur and be a owner of their handmade product in handicraft sector. And in last, there should be socio-economic welfare of the artisan. It is mandatory, because if their social development is important, their economic development is also important. Ultimately, they will be happy, and when they will be happy, whole world will be happy, and they will transform their pollution-full life to the life, the pollution-free life. And our global development in reviving the handicraft industry in the world that is facing huge problem in comparison of machine-made product in current scenario, because in current time Indian toys are handmade toys. Other countries like as Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, and Taiwan, Thailand, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Iran, some of the Gulf countries, they are especially make their traditional and handmade product. But some of the developed country that have no time, that do not want to give the job to the semi-skilled or unskilled labor, they have developed machine-made product, and they have completely destroyed the life of artisan and the tradition of their country, and along with the whole population and environment they have also destroyed. So it is the time to all of us that are related research scholar or scientist or eminent professor that are involved in micro, small and medium enterprises or handicraft sector, they should to think about the to propose to promote the handicraft product and to promote the handmade product in compared to the machine made product. So in last in this index, I have prepared 25 of the indicators that affect and promote the handicraft index. 20 parameters I have also proposed, 10 goal I have proposed, 6 pillar I have proposed, and 6 dimensions are given in this global handicraft index. There are 95 countries which I have selected, because at least 25 countries, 95 country data is available in less or much. So I am also developing a separate index for these countries whose ranking has been given in the basis of export of the handmade product to the global level, on the basis of tradition, on the basis of oldness of handmade product, on the basis of craft variety that they manufactured in their country, on the basis of product selling, what is the demand of handmade product at the global level, what is the market supply nature of the handicraft product in global level, at global level, and what is the sustainability nature of the product, and is this product is increasing the employability nature of the artisan, or is this increasing the quality of the product? All these I have tried to mention in the proposed. There is a practical and social implication of this index. The importance and role of the global handicraft index are that with the help of global handicraft index, there will be the development of new position completion between the craft sector, comma, they will promote the use of sustainable product that is biodegradable. It means if we use handmade product, and if there is not use at the current time, it should be easily degraded by the natural organism, and it should be closer to the nature. Handmade products should be closer to the nature. There should be no pollution from that product. This will help to increase the national income of each country, either it is developing countries or developed country, along with the increasing the per capita income of this country of a large group of population, because large group of semi-skilled, unskilled population in world is living and working in the handmade product, especially rural women, tribal peoples. Ultimately, they will transform them into a new methodology and will come in the pipeline of mainstream, because tribal people are far apart from the mainstream of developed human beings. So this is our responsibility. This is research scholars, scientists, and professors' responsibility to tackle them and to connect them with mainstream of digital media in the digital media era, like as modern and advanced people. The most important implication of global handicraft index to generate local employment, because each and every government cannot provide the employment to each and every people. So it is the responsibility of the peoples to develop their local talent, to make their local product, to sell their local product at global market and reduce the slum area development. Here I am also discussing about the reduction or emission of the slum area development. Develop the village along with and equal to the smart villages, and they convert in smart and sustainable villages. We are saying such smart and sustainable village, not only smart, because in smart village there is a possibility of high technology development that may be harmful, but in smart and sustainable village it will be connectivity of their nature, their climate. And the craft entrepreneur into digital technology, increasing the financial system of the artisan, increasing the economic position, increasing the social value. In nutshell, we can say it should be inclusion of the development of artisan and help to achieve the sustainable development goal. For example, it should be help the SDG 8, SDG 10B, SDG 11, and SDG 3, and reduce the hunger problem, increase the happiness in the inclusive population along with the perspective of the mainstream, because our motto is to develop the global handicraft index, maximum welfare, minimum pollution. We are quoting maximum welfare, minimum pollution, and work on each hand with respect. Work on each hand means each person work and each person earn the money, each person increase and give the role and give the eminent support to the government. So introduction, the handicraft, we know the handicraft sector has the capacity to resolve the job problem. We know, increase the GDP of countries, increasing the entrepreneurship developers, increase the women empowerment, increasing the conservation of the country's traditional heritage and religious heritage tradition. We know that most of the maximum handicraft products are connected with our religious system, our heritage, our old tradition, and old skill of the rural, tribal, and women of the global in the global digital time period, where all people are running behind the use of machine-made product in digital time. If maximum population is running behind the machine-made product, there should be competency between the handmade and machine-made product, and we should increase the value of the handmade product in compare with the machine-made product. That is harmful, polluted, and negative, because machine-made products are harmful. They are pollution increasing. They are negative to our simple lives. So this paper had tried to give the world first global handicraft index on the basis of previous research that was given for the proposal of global handicraft index in month of February 2022. I have already published this article in a European Journal of Sustainable Development Product. So this new global handicraft index will give a new glimpse of the world handicraft sector and will create positive competition, increase the export, increase the production, increase the demand, increase the purchasing capacity of the market, increase and upgrade and enhance the artisan skills, and will connect them with digital knowledge. Because if we want to compete with machine-made product, we should also connect digital technology through our handmade product and digital era. The parameter and indicator that has been proposed will support the data that has been given in the articles. The Global Handicraft Index is unlike any that has before. COVID-19 has taken and reshaped lives of everyone. But this COVID-19 also given the good approach to the people that returned their home due to worldwide lockdown. As a migrant, they returned at their state, they returned at their country, they returned at their home, and when there was no money in their hand, they started their local craft making and sell at the global levels. They started to make the mask by hand. They conserve, they protected the life of the maximum people in developing countries, because developed country had the facility to develop machine-made masks, but developing countries, some of the facility was low. So these men or women, when returned to their home during lockdown, they started to make handmade masks. All of we know about the Indian situation, Indonesian situation, Philippine situation, Bangladesh situation, that much of the women were involved for making masks. This is what? This is handmade skill that have protected the life of the people at the biggest situation that called pandemic COVID-19. Our capacity to do this has been taken at the same time as the life are struggling to access. We want to give sustainable export. So, dear respected professor, please listen. We want to give sustainable export. We do not want to give pollution full export. No, we want to give sustainable export in small industry, in which the handicraft sector plays an important role at the global level, and it also play an important role for the welfare of weaker section. It also play an important role for the development of underprivileged category, especially tribal peoples, rural peoples, unskilled people, illiterate people, tribal peoples, and traditionally related people can earn money, protect their life from the injection. It should be injection and heritage protection, use of biodegradable raw material and prepared biodegradable finished product, and sale, demand and create a local job for the large population at a global level. Even when world was facing COVID-19, then mask making by hand was increasing and helping the people to protect the life, as earlier I have discussed. So please close the. Many times handicraft industries have played an important role, providing job, increasing the GDP of nations, conserving the culture of their countries, reviving their ancient traditions, while still relying on the Gallup World Polls as our primary source or our measure of the quality of life. Because to improve the quality of working life of the artisans, it is very important for us. If we want to propose at such type of the global handicraft index, we should try how to give the sustainable and holistic development, holistic growth of the human beings, not only for one-sided. We should care how do we connect 100% sustainability. So this year, we tapped a broader variety of data to trace the size and distribution of the happiness impact of the during the impact of COVID-19. We also devote equal effort to unraveling how geography, how demography, political underpinnings, especially their institutional and social trust level, to explain international differences in death rate from the COVID-19. In this paragraph, we have also tried to develop 95 countries rank, but in this slide I have not given. Even in this paper I have also mentioned. So 5 countries I have given, just rank has been given, like as India, Iran, China, Azerbaijan, and Global Handicraft Index in 2022. For making use this index, we have taken data from the World Bank report, ILO, Global Business Report, UNCTAD report, IMF, UNDP, WTO, FAO, Sustainable Development Report. Now, all of you are thinking, why we require a global handicraft index? What was the reason that we want to develop a global handicraft index? We want to propose a global handicraft index. If we think about that, then there a lot of the question arise in mind, and this question has been mentioned in this slide also, because this industry has its history, has its ancient and glorious history in the development of world's economy. If we see in ancient time at the global level, whole economy was depend on the handicraft product, and it has a history of creating job innovation. In ancient time, it was giving 89% of the job to all people that were involved in the industry. They had the skill of the artisans. They had close connection with the world's famous religion. All the religion were connected to their handmade product. If you see, people were sitting at that time on handmade carpet, handmade. They used handmade basket. They used handmade chair. They used different handmade utility product. So we should need to upgradation of artisan skills at a global level. We should connect the people with the nature and the environment. These words are short, but these words have special and huge value. Eco-friendly or sustainable creation of talent, because talent is present, but the talent is turning toward the machine-made product. We should turn the talent toward the handmade product and also connect the digital technology. In rural area, in tribal area, we should increase the skill with ancient tradition and heritage. We should protect our heritage of each nation at the global level. The second reason was that all manufacturing factories were not able to provide local job. This line has been mentioned that all manufacturing factories were not able to provide the local job to all rural or tribal peoples, because they want a special type of the education, they want a special type of the skill. So all unskilled or illiterate people were not fitted according to the manufacturing company. So for them, what is the procedure to come them in mainstream? So there was some problem in service sector. There was a problem in public sector. There was a problem for all citizens at the global level. So the handicraft sector had the capacity to fulfill all given gap by providing job, by providing a skill, by providing huge earning, by finishing a talent, better finishing of the talent, and connecting local talent with the global variety. Now, what is the basis of development of global handicraft? It is also a big question. So in the proposed global handicraft index, we have proposed some parameters, indicators, pillars, goals, and dimensions that are very important for the development of GHI 22. In 2022 Feb month year, describe some of the parameter, but now I have also mentioned most of the dimension, goal, and pillars. How GHI will help the worker? This is also a big question. How it will help? This index will be for the welfare of the people, for the welfare of artisans, for the welfare of tribal people, for the welfare of the women that are involved in the handicraft sector. It will also increase the value, increase the happiness of their families. It will also increase the happiness and empowerment of the women that are living in rural area, also in urban, suburban area, tribal people involved in this sector. So this will help to promote them. This will increase their annual income. This will make them happy. This will make them improve the quality of their life. And this will aware of their tradition, aware of their ancient tradition, and connect their ancient tradition with the modern changing traditions. Connect their heritage with modern digital technology. Connect their culture and ancient culture with modern culture. It will also connect the ancient trade of the people and also give the information about what type of the procedure in ancient time when people were trading. All of you respected dignities, you know that gig economy that has been popularized. But I want to say that in India, in Mauryan period, before the BC, 400 BC, guild, a type of the traders, freelancer at that time in India, in South India, Chetty, in Bangladesh, some of the ferry hawker that was present. What were they? They were gig worker. But nowadays, most of the developed researcher have developed that gig economy, gig worker has been developed by modern time. But it is not, because I have read many of the literature review and find out at ancient time this daily hawker were also a gig worker. So on other topic, the report answer question. Now it is the time. What was the basic of the question? Number one question: what is the market size and forecast of the global craft or craft supply market? This was the question arises in my mind. Another question arises: what are the inhibiting factor and impact of COVID-19 shaping the global art and craft? Third number question: which are the product segment application area of invest our forecast period in the global art and craft? What is the competitive strategies window for opportunity in the global art and craft supply market? What is the market share of the leading vendor in global handicraft sector? What is mode and strategy move considered suitable for entering the global art and craft supply in the supply market? What is the side of the global handicraft market? What has been impact of the COVID-19 on global handicraft market? What is the expected growth rate of the global handicraft market? What is the key factor driving global handicraft market? What is the breakup of the global handicraft market breakup based on the use? What they are key reason in the global handicraft market? What is the supply ratio? What is the market of supply in amount of the USD? Who are the key companies player in global handicraft market? Which country has the maximum handicraft variety? Which country has its maximum export? Which country has maximum export about the handicraft product? Which country has maximum variety of the handmade product? Which country has maximum crafts skills or local talent? What is the growth rate of the global handicraft market? So all these questions arises in my mind. Then we started to propose a global handicraft index. Even I have taken 50 questions related to handicraft sector. Then I started to think and writing about the articles. So the growth rate of the global handicraft market is current time is 10.7% in global level, with estimated value of 1,252 billion by 2027. It is the market. It will be market 1,252 billion market of global handicraft. So why should we not convert our life or convert our centralized area toward the handicraft sector, that is machine made? What is the forecast size of the global handicraft market? Different question arises in my mind, and I have mentioned in that. So One more the question, global handicraft market size in 22. What is the current market size? The answer is it at currently the global handicraft market size is a value of nearly USD 645.57 billion. This is the current situation of the global handicraft market, 647 billion USD in 2020, and it will increase till the 2027 by 1257 USD billion dollars. What is the growth rate of the market? I have also explained it. 10.9 between 2021 2026 it will be the market. What is the forecast outlook of the market between 2022 to 2027? The market estimated witness of the healthy growth of the forecast period of 2022 to 2027, and it will reach 1204 billion by 2026. Another question arises in my mind, what are the major industry drivers? So the major driver of the industry such as rising demand of the kitchenware, decorative material, toys, and other, increasing the demand of the extensive range of the handicraft product at affordable price. I have mentioned affordable price, not a huge and costly. It should be affordable so that each and every weaker section also can purchase the handmade product. And the rising demand of the fashion accessories, home accessories, jewelry are expected to add the market growth. So there were a lot of questions. I have also thought that which continent have major export, which countries have major export. The major region in the industry was North America, Latin America, Middle East, Africa, Europe, and Asia Pacific countries have major regions that are connected to their handmade product. What is the dominant product type of the handicraft industry? Then it arises as in form of answer. Woodwork product segment is the leading handicraft product in the world handicraft sector. What is the leading distribution channel of handicraft? The mass retailer segment lead the distribution channel segment. These are the question and given in the answer also some. So who are the key industry player? So I have also mentioned in that. Another question, that is sale of the product of consumer. So what should be the criteria of the sale of the handicraft product to the consumer? What is the perception of the consumer according to machine made product, according to handmade product? Are the consumer think about the purchasing a priority of the handicraft product, a handmade product, and they give the high weightage over the machine made product? To the local market, they have demand, to the contractor in the towns, or to the exporter. Product is export or not? This is also a big question. Are they get their expected price by selling up the handmade product? Income is sufficient or not? Demand is average or maximum? And due to no labor availability, no quality of the thought, the reason for quitting the business, because most of the people turning their life, most of the student, most of the researcher are turning their life from the handmade product to the machine made product. So how we stop them, how we turn and involve them, how we revive the handmade product, how we revive the skill? These were the biggest question. Literature review, if we see review of the literature, for following literature support the article development, but only proposal for the global handicraft is what directly related to the article, because I have read at least 89 research paper, but not none of them have given about the separate handicraft index. Even index were given for different sector, but about handicraft sector there were no indexing description was given in the research paper. So which describe the important steps that are useful for the development of this sector. Even some of the strategies, some of the market supply, some of the demand of the craft was given in most of the research paper, but not especially given the handicraft sector, handicraft index. So Vanita Halawat has given some of the mode about the development of handicraft sector. She also discussed in her paper that most of the labor were women in the textile. Even all these information were given. A study conducted by Mehrotra for 6,900 handicraft industries in small business enterprises found a drastic fall in the growth rate and net sale by 67%. The first quarter of the financial year 2021, it was given. But when we seen about the developing of index, at least not more of the information was available. But in May 2022, when I was reading and searching a research paper literature review, then information given by the PIB plus Information Bureau from India that PIB has organized a fair in UAE, Dubai, how to develop in handicraft index, how to develop. Only the trade war fair was organized about this. They are planning about. So I see in a research gap, even some concept has been given about the developing of global handicraft index, but no parameter, indicator, pillar, dimension, goal were given in that article. Initial article, there was no discussion about the index. So the following research gap has been seen during the meeting. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. I am audible.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, sir, I was thinking, sir, I think it was connection problem. So now we come to the topic objective. So main objective, how to develop a parameter, indicator, pillar, dimension, goal for global handicraft index. And to study 6 pillars that support the preparing global handicraft index, to list the countries and give the ranking to the global handicraft index. Now, research methodology. The study is based on it is based on secondary data. No primary data has been taken. I have taken some of the data from USAID. I have taken from the data from NGOs at UN level. Some of the NGOs as local countries, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Philippines, Singapore, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, all these countries, I have taken some of the data. NPO, self-help group, I have also taken the data, and major information from about the population, about the involvement of the labor, about the involvement of the artisan. I have taken data from the ILO, UNDP, IMF, WTO, UNCTAD, and several research paper or research journal or magazine I have taken. So I have also proposed a model for reviving the handicraft sector and artisan at global level. If we see the supply of raw material, if we want to supply of the raw material, and if we completely send the raw material to the artisan, then they will prepare. They will also assure there should be assurance of the quality about the raw material that make a good product. It should be also reached at the artisan at proper time. It should be also reached to the customer at proper time after finishing. But for the quality increasing, for the variety increasing, there should be proper training and skill development training for the artisan. It is mandatory. If we see the financial support, if artisan are becoming backward, they are not supporting by the earning of the money, then government should also give the financial support. Government should try to give the bank loan, add subsidy and provide the subsidy. Some of the government should try also for the welfare of the artisans that are completely involved in handmade area. Now, this is diagrammatic representation of GHI 22 on which it is based. I have given 10 goals for global handicraft index. I have given 20 parameters for global handicraft index. I have also given 6 dimensions, 6 pillars. Now dimension has been increased 13. Indicators, 25 indicator I have given, and each one by one I will discuss. Basis. What should be the dimension for proposed global handicraft index? At least if we see, there should be at least 6 important dimensions on which it has been covered, it should be covered. Number one, economic dimension. I think if we see handicraft sector completely run around the economic situation. If the economic situation of the people is good, then they purchase the handmade product. If the economic situation of the artisan is good, then they can make their product and sell the product. If economic situation is good, then there should be better supply of the handmade product at the global level. Second, financial dimension is very important. It play a very important role because if there is no money, they will not create craft. There is no money, consumer cannot purchase the craft product. And social dimension. At current time, people also think about the social diversion toward the handmade product because our society in this digital time is turning their whole life toward the machine made product. So we should think, we should turn our life toward the purchasing and providing and supporting
Samping kamar kamu.
and gender empowerment is also very important. Human resource dimension is very important because if there is no human resource, no craft, no product, no sell, no purchase, no supply, no market, and no digital technology. So human resource is key resource. It is the part of the financial. Human resource is the key of different resources, either financial resources, social resources, economic resources. Another, environmental dimension is very important because if we want to develop how to sustainable product, then we should care on the environmental development and we should create our product according to the eco-friendly or environment. Political dimension. Political dimension also play an important role because if policies will not for the development of handmade product, not for the welfare of the artisan, then no one can increase their variety, increase their quality, and they can't sell or purchase the product at global level. They cannot export or import. So this is very important. Each and every country's political personalities should think to develop the handmade product and to export the handmade product, to import the different varieties of the product, to give the chance to the artisan at global scenario. Technology, they all given dimension are directly or indirectly connected to the technology because in current time, digital technology, they should think their local talent, they should advertise their product in social media like as on Twitter, on Facebook, on Hangout or different social medias like as YouTube channel. They can prepare YouTube channel and advertise their product, handmade product at the global level and give the affordability to the peoples. Some TV channel, there should be also give the support. Now, pillar. What are the basic pillar on which this handicraft index is dependent, is based? So pillar, supply data of handicraft product at global level. It is very important pillar. Supply data is very important because if there is no supply of the handicraft product.
Mas Shankar,
Yes, sir.
can you make a short so we have time for question and answer because we are going until 12 o'clock. We have time
Okay,
for
sir.
questions from the audience.
Sir, give me 10 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes, yes, 10 minutes.
Okay. And the production of handicraft product at global level. Now, another pillar of export of handicraft product, we should give the value of handicraft product in religions, number of entrepreneur in handicraft as global level. Consumer and producer relationship also very important, like a B2B, C2C, B2G, and C2C, consumer to consumer, business to business, business to government, government to another government. Indicator, I have given 25 indicator: artisan skill, decorative, marketing of the product, consumer behavior, product demand, artisan safety, artisan talent and capacity, the role of the modifications, role of the mediators, electricity supply, infrastructure, digital technology, labor strategies, quality of comparison of machine-made product, branding of the handicraft product at global level, women's security at handicraft sector, use of artificial intelligence in handicraft product making, conservation of the old skill, training center of handicraft product, training institute of handicraft product, establishment of institution at handicraft sector, in handicraft sector, environmental value of the craft. These are the parameter. What should be the parameter? Social parameter, financial parameter, empowerment parameter, governance parameter, religious parameter, ICT parameter, artificial intelligence parameter, digital parameter, promotion parameter, policy parameter, innovation parameter, policy parameter, and cross-cultural parameter, environmental situation parameter, institutional parameter, and these are the goal of GHI development. Income generation for all, these are our goals. To reach the job in maximum hand, it is our goal. Maximum enrichment, maximum supply of the handicraft product at global level, creation of demand of handicraft product, turn the world towards sustainable development in current era, women empowerment and entrepreneurial development of women, bringing happiness in common people along the rich people, heritage and cultural conservation, increasing the GDP of nations, global report and import of the handmade product, benefit of this GHI. And market behavior for the promotion, industry driver, natural perspective, recent industry, competitive landscape and strategies. I have mentioned market classification. I have also given market classification of for the handicraft, for the development of handicraft index. So based on the product, based on material, based on application, based on utility, based on residence, it is residential or commercial product, it is utility. And I have also mentioned in my index players, what are the important players for handicraft market. So Liaison Arts Craft Limited, Sana Handicraft Limited, OSM Handicraft, these are the world famous and leading handicraft player for selling and purchasing the product at globally. Art and supply. In nutshell, this figure show the global art and craft supply market current year. It is the current year 8.1%. Data has been taken research and market. Also, I have mentioned that. And currently 39.26 billion in 2021, it was given about the average idea. Now global handicraft market status, if we see the status, this is growing at the rate of 5.7%, USD 63,000 millions in the 2022-28, but in 2021 it is $42,000 million. Competitive scenario in global handicraft market, there should be care for the advertisement of the product, there should be competitive scenario provide outlook analysis of various business strategies. The new covered in this section deliver value thought at the different strategy level while keeping up to date their product. And partnership, new product launch, enhancement, skill development, marketplace development, competition development, fair development, and museum development, handicraft park development, global handicraft park development. It should be competitive scenario and increase the value. Geographic segmentation, if you see the geographic, so in North America, handicraft segmentation is distributed over the USA, Canada, and Mexico. In Europe, Germany, UK, France, Russia, Italy, rest of the Europe is also exporting, importing of the handicraft product. Asia Pacific, China, Japan, South Korea, India, Southeast Asia, rest of the Asia Pacific. South America, Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, rest of the South America. I have covered all related area there. In that area, handicraft sector are distributed. Now, global status of global handicraft market inside 2021. Sorry, this has been by mistake has been written to 21. Now, global market share by share, if we see, handicraft product are maximum share in residential area and its commercial distribution is low if we see from the figure. So we should need to care to reach the handmade product as each and every house, each and every residential area, and then it should be commercialized maximum commercialization of a handmade product in comparison of the machine made product. So we should care on that. So different type of the handmade product, all of you know, there is no more discussion about that, all know and related. Now, I have only given some of the glimpse export destination of handicraft product at global level. So one of the data I have taken from the India, that how many countries are connected to India, that India export the handmade product. So 38%, if we see 38%, it is United States. After that 31%, if we see, that is other countries. Then we see 6.40%.
Masankar,
Yes,
maybe
sir.
2 minutes to go. Only 2 minutes, please.
Yes, sir. Only 2 or 3 minutes. Ranking of the countries in first global handicraft. I have given 95 of the countries as ranking, and I am also working for that. So I have given some of the proposed and ideas that supported to me. Thanks a lot of my supervisor, and thanks a lot to my senior research scholar that helped me to making a conclusion. This will help, this index will help promotion of handicraft product market, demand, value, local talent. This will increase the highly religious value. This will increase the demand, sale, purchase, competition, and better safety of the life of the product. And first global handicraft will index will, I hope, help to all handicraft industry peoples, so they will be happy, they will be sustainable, they will make their sustainable product, they will develop their handmade product, they will sell and purchase or export at the global level and give the job in each and every hand. So this is the references. Thanks to organizers, especially Professor Tulus sir, that have given me opportunity for delivering this type of the lecture. And I hope he and all respected dignitaries, Professor Himachalam Raju sir, Professor Susila ma'am, and Professor Dhananjay sir, and other respected dignitaries, whatever I have, no, not more name. So if any problem has been given by me in listening, then I sorry for that. And this is the finish.
Mr. Omar Sankar, thank you very much.
Thanks. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, it was interesting presentation, and the topic itself is very interesting, especially because focus on handicraft or micro enterprises. I wonder, is this index is already there? I mean, you have already applied with data?
Yes, yes, sir. What?
So the index is already there. So,
yes, sir. I am developing index, and I have given 95.
So you are still, so sorry, you are still in the process of developing that index.
Yes, sir. I am in process of developing index, but 95 country has been categorized till date.
Yeah. So what the index will tell us, if the value of the index is higher, what does it mean?
Sir, this index seeing that majority of the countries are involved in machine-made product, we should increase the value of handmade product. So our developing countries, if we see developing countries, they are transforming and.
Mosankar, what I mean, if the value of the index is higher, just say two countries, Indonesia and India, and the index in India is higher than the index in Indonesia, what does it mean? Does it mean that
it means the the level of it means the level of handmade product and variety product selling or exporting is higher than other countries?
Okay, so it means more positive in India than in Indonesia.
Especially, sir, in compare, Indonesia is at the fifth level at current time when I was developing, because
what I mean, if the index value, the value of index in this your index in India is higher than in Indonesia, does it mean that the development of handicraft in India is much better than in Indonesia?
Sir, no. Actually,
No.
I have also taken the variety of the product because in Indonesia, I taken 900 type of the variety from Indonesia. And in India, it was taken 6,000 of the variety, and some of the data I am also collecting from the Indonesia. But
Sanggar, let me give an example before I give the floor to other audience. For instance, with respect to the global competitiveness index from the World Economic Forum,
yes,
the index of Singapore is much higher than Indonesia. That's why Singapore is in the first rank. Every year, Singapore is always.
no,
in
sir.
just listen.
No, sir.
No. Let me give you an example. For instance, with respect to the global competitiveness index from the
Yes.
World Economic Forum, the index of Singapore is always much higher than the index in Indonesia.
Yes,
That's
sir.
why
Index.
Singapore is always ranked number 1, the first
Yes.
rank. Indonesia,
Yes.
I think, ranked 50.
Yes.
It means that Singapore is much more competitiveness than Indonesia.
Yes, sir. Singapore is much competitiveness in comparison to the Indonesia, but sir, it has been advanced digital technology in Singapore. Rather than we should think how to be compete with the Singapore. How
No.
to be
Okay. Maybe you do not really understand what my question is, but I give first the floor for the audience who have questions can ask directly to Mr. Uma Sankar. Please, maybe Professor Himachalam.
Thank you, Professor Tulus, for the
You're welcome.
opportunity given to me. Hearty congratulations, Uma Shankar Yadavji, for your nice presentation. The topic you
Thanks,
chosen is an excellent, and if you develop the index perfectly, and you will get good name and fame, I'm sure for that. And with regard to developing the index, with regard to handicaps and other things, how we are standardize the index? Is there any variables, specific variables you are taken into account for standardize the variables among standardize the index among other developing countries? What are the parameters
yes, sir.
you are focusing on?
Yes, sir. I am taking and preparing now. Index is preparing under the procedure. It is under the procedure. Now I have not completely given the indexing ranking.
Yeah.
But sir, we are comparing that developing countries have higher the ratio in handicraft sector in compared with the developed countries, or all global level developing countries has the machine made product, and they are also better competition rather than the handmade product. So I am trying to giving and collecting the data from different sources. Now it is in the process.
Okay, anyhow, thank you very much for your nice work. You didn't give an answer to my question. Why? Because there are a lot of variations in geography and economic status of various developing countries. How we are going to generalize and bring into a common platform all the variables relating to various countries to have the standardized index for developed countries? That is my question. Any kind
yes, sir.
of variation or bias are going to come up? Or are you damn sure that you don't have?
Yes, sir. Obviously, bias will become, but yes, sir. In conclusion, I think it should be cover all the countries in Southeast or South North American to all continent countries. We should connect because when data will be available for all 215 countries, then the picture will be clear.
That's good. But anyhow, my suggestion is please take care of those things and have a perfect index, and you will get good name of them. I wish you all the best and a nice
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. I will cover, and I will take the help of you.
Oh,
also.
No, not like that. Professor Tulus and others are there who get a
No,
lot
sir.
of jobs.
Sir is giving help.
MSMEs.
Yeah.
Sir is a professor. Tulus sir is giving so much help. I also
Yeah,
connected
yeah, I
with
know.
you. So
Yeah,
any
yes.
information, I will. All of you are my as guide or guardian. I will take the help.
Yeah, I will do whatever you want. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All the best.
You're
all the best.
welcome.
Welcome. Welcome, sir.
Who else from the audience? Because this is very interesting topic. Professor
Professor Tulus,
Ravinder, please,
Ravinder
please.
ji,
yes,
Ravinder ji.
yes, good morning,
Yeah,
colleagues. Good afternoon, namaskar, everybody, and
Good
Professor
afternoon.
Tulus ji and
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I woke up a bit late. I think it is 6:23, but I joined at least half an hour, 40 minutes before from South Africa. Well, Umashankar, thank you very much for that presentation, and it was absolutely fascinating.
Welcome, sir. Your presence is very important.
Yes, and yeah, we just wanted to appreciate you and your work, what you are doing in terms of the index for the handicraft sector, because the handicraft sector is very much neglected, probably in Indian scenario. So this
Yes,
index,
sir.
I hope it will give a new dimension to the, the sector itself. I just would like to appreciate, and I also wanted to thank our Professor Tulus for organizing this and giving you a platform in order to share your ideas, because most of us don't know what you really did actually.
Yes, yes.
So that is, I really thank all our eminent professors here. Thank you very much,
Oh, you're welcome.
and wish you.
Welcome, sir.
Okay, others.
Madam Sheila Devi.
Others.
Yeah, that
Professor
I
Sheila,
have a comment.
Yeah.
Yadav, that is a very good attempt, very good ideas, and you've raised a lot of research questions. I'm actually currently communicating with my postdoctoral research fellow who is also attending here, Dr. Nampuna, and we're looking at how we can go forward with this. What would your suggestion be? You know, you are still developing the handicraft, the index. What would be
Yes.
your long-term plan for this project?
Ma'am, especially it is a hectic work because it is at a global level. So I think there is a need of maximum researcher with me, that they help and provide the different countries data, and it will take at least more than 1.5 years, because till date I have only collected 95 countries data, but there is a need of 215 country data. So I request to you and your postdoctoral fellow and other researcher and faculty member, please support me and participate, because it is the whole holistic participation of the researcher, not only me. I am not working for only me. I am working for the welfare of the global. So they support and they participate. This is their work. This is not only my work. So if they are suggesting, they give the suggestion, and I will mention, and I also collaborate with you and your scholar and others, because sir have taken the initiative. I think Professor Tulus sir have taken the initiative. This is a big chance and big opportunity for me and whole of the researcher for developing an index for developing countries or developed country. It is, I think.
yeah, you can count on us, yeah, on the association. We will support you.
Yeah, yes, sir. It need association.
I have another point. Yadav, you have not. I looked at your paper that you've published in the engineering journal. There's a publication, mechanical engineering, and you said that this project is not funded.
No,
Do you have
ma'am.
funding for your project?
No, ma'am. No one is funding, because I sent the proposal to the ICSR in India, and they said that before 2 years you have got a project or minor project. So I will not provide such project during these 3 years. So they refused. I have a letter also, ICSR. So I am working on my expense, sir.
Yeah, but it's such an interesting project. I'm not sure. I think you should look at funding from international
Ma'am,
bodies.
you have hit a big question. You have hit a big and positive question. It should be as a big funding for this project.
Sir, Uma Shankar.
Nampuna, do you have any questions?
Yeah, thank you very much, Uma Shankar Yadav, Dr. Yadav, Professor Yadav, for the presentation. I just have a few comments from what I've read from the paper that you published and also from your presentation. I do not see the
yes,
relationship yet between building this global handicraft. I do not see the relationship between creating the global handicraft index that you have created with also with the information gathered from the index to see whether we can compare countries.
Yes, actually, sir, I am collecting that material and I want to do publish because they
to
are
other. Let me finish.
Yes, sir. This is a 25,000 word. So every journal is not ready for publish in the article form, and it will be published in the form of book. 25,000 word is huge, big word system. All the data, all the variables, or the data analysis system, modeling, structural equation modeling, and some of the raw material information has been given in that data. I am just collecting.
Sorry.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is, I'm not trying to undermine your study. I'm just trying to help your study. I try
your
to.
Question is right, sir. Your question is right.
So let me finish. Right. Yeah, let me finish what I'm trying to say. So what you need to do next is basically to make your work clearer to audience. How the creation of this index will help countries all over the world to understand the handicraft industry, the importance of building a sustainable, well-connected handicraft industry. So then your index can be used by anyone who are in the industry to improve, especially to those countries that they want to develop the handicraft industries. Because having an index, anyone can build index nowadays, right? So it's a lot of work. I can see that from your paper and also from your presentation. But at the end of the day, we would like to see the impact and how can we use this index to help the industry all over the world. So that part, I'm not too sure whether your project is already there yet, but nevertheless, it is a good starting point for you. So then you can expand this and try to get some fundings, try to get more insights from the experts. So then you can refine this index, at least by better explaining the usage of this index in the future. Because without that strong foundation, it is very difficult for everyone to see the actual value out of your index. So I think that's the only comment I have for you. All the best for your project, and I'm very sure there is a potential out of this index, but you really need to have a clear objectives and clear statements.
Sure, sir. I will follow your suggestion, whatever you have gained, and I also want to support how we can expand this
index
at the
can
global
help.
level. Yes, sir. But this is a supportive.
Thank you.
This is the question of the supportive, and thank you. You have given me suggestion, and I will improve and modify whatever is problem. And I will also take the support of other researchers that come in contact with me and how to develop how to popularize at a global level, because each and every country want to see for their handicraft sector. And this is just a big question for me: how we tackle this, how we solve this, how we maintain the data. There should be apart from the biasness, there should not be any biasness during preparing the ranking or another type of the index. So it should be, sir, I will accept your suggestion and I will do that. But sir, I request you all, please support and involve in that, by which it will be popularized and give the maximum welfare of the human beings.
Yeah, maybe Mr. Sankar, please write down your ideas or about that you need support from all of us in our WhatsApp group, so we can read it more easily.
Okay.
So what kind of support you need, just write down in our WhatsApp WA group.
Okay, sir. I will write.
Yeah.
I will,
Yeah,
sure,
put
sure,
it,
sure.
put it in a proposal form. That will
Yeah.
be good to others also to read and understand and come forward to support something.
Oh yeah, that's also great.
Sure,
Good.
sure, sir.
Others, Professor Chris,
Prashne Goyal. Yes, sir.
question for Sankar.
Yeah. I have some observations here. Mr. Yadav here, thank you for giving, the actual presentation here, big presentation. You are working on this. I acknowledge your hard efforts here. I have one question here, because, on this handicraft industry, already there are certain indexes. So would you be doing some modification in existing indexes, or you'll be developing new index?
No, sir. I am seeing the different type of the index that they are working and have been developed. But sir, they have only give one-sided data, like as market status report. They have developed a market status report. They are only focused on market, how to export, increase the export. So I read their article. I want to link them, and my index will be holistic, because not only it should be based on market access, it should be for the welfare of artisan also. It should be welfare of the consumer. It should be welfare of the nation also, not only market, because marketing is increasing. It will be run in simple or shorthand of the rich people. Index should be aware about this all holistic.
The question
So I will connect, I will link them.
Kumar Sankarji, the question is, in your whole presentation, till date, even you did not develop the variables, the dimensions on which you will be deciding the index here. And as Professor Tulus has also asked here, what would be the criteria that index will tell us whether the X country is better or Y country is better, or it will give comparison between the product, or it will give comparison, among the countries about volume of the handicraft industry?
Yes, sir. I will mention, and variable has been taken. Even this is working, so I do not want to disclose it, because variable has been taken and it is under the writing process. There are 29 type of the variable in which countries has been mentioned. I will give finally when it will be dropped. I will also say.
Oh, all the best and good luck here. Go ahead.
Okay. Others? If not, it's okay that we stop earlier than planned. First of all, for Mr. Sankar, thank you very much. It was a very interesting discussion, especially because you proposed an interesting issue, that is the index. And we
thank you, sir. This was your hard work, and this was your because if you were not giving the suggestion, it was not possible. Professor Rena sir, you and Anita Yadav and Dr. Abhi Tripathi has supported, and you have a huge role, and Professor Himachalam sir given a positive support to me during the presentation when they asked the question and suggested. Professor Susila ma'am also suggested me. This suggestion is very important for us, and so nice meeting. I have become so motivated from that, because this will increase our working capacity in that sector.
Okay, so you are very
Thanks to
welcome.
all. Thanks to my supervisor, Dr. Abhi Tripathi and Anita Yadav. Thanks.
So you are very welcome. So before I close this meeting, as I said before, this so-called research forum series is our platform for anyone, not only from inside the group, but also anyone from outside the group who want to present, to discuss some ideas related to research, some research finding, even dissertation or thesis, or even conceptual model and so on, or even methodology. You are very welcome to use this platform. Just tell me at least 2 weeks before, so we can organize. Maybe for the time being only Saturday, so much more easier. Okay, I think that is it. Thank you very much. Hopefully we meet again in other series. This is series number 1, and then we hope to meet in series number 2. By the way, I will send the pictures in our WhatsApp group, maybe today, because I made some pictures and also video, but maybe video is too long, too heavy to send by WhatsApp or even by email, because you remember during our first international seminar, I tried to send by email, even by email, it was too heavy. I think I sent them by Google,
Yeah.
Then, yeah, I remember, yeah. Okay, we will see, but today I will send all the pictures I made. Okay, thank you very much. All professors, doctor, scholars, keep healthy and have a nice weekend.
Thank you, sir. Thanks.
You can leave now.
Thank you, Umar Shankar ji. I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
Welcome, sir. Your suggestions, your motivation.
Sure.
Yes.
Thank you. All the best.
Okay.
Krishna ji. Namaste,
sir.
namaste. Nice meeting
Namaste,
you.
sir.
Namaste, all of you. Namaste.
Oh yeah, Umas Shankar,
Yes, sir.
can you stop the share screen?
Okay, sir. Stop.
I almost forget. Okay, so
Thank you, one and all. Thank you,
you're welcome.
Tulus ji and my Madam Susila ji. Thank you very much, and other participants also.
Yeah.
It is a wonderful event to meet together and share some kind of ideas to go ahead with some kind of development for the presenter. And it's a very good and very nice the program. All credit goes to Tulus ji. He is inventing from time to time, and he is doing wonderful job. I always keep in mind its abilities and skills and other things. And he is sacrificing a lot of things for the development of the academics, more so in SMEs and SDGs. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
madam. Thank you, madam. Thanks, sir. Thanks.
Okay. Others, you can leave the Zoom.
Yeah. Thank you. Can I leave, sir?
Yeah. Please, please.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
Tulus,
You're welcome.
for the organizing this. Has given me an idea for your research forum series that probably I should use your platform
Yeah.
to get my colleagues to share their research papers and proposals.
Please.
And that will also give my university some access and to reach outreach activities. So my
please.
cluster is supposed to do that, and I think it's a very good idea to use your platform for this.
Yeah.
I've shared your this Zoom link with many others who are interested in SME research as well, other networks, and so I look forward to more of this forum series. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Professor.
And Nampuna is here. We were chatting, we were messaging each other during the presentation because we're trying to shape our research proposal. And this is an idea. Yesterday we spoke to Dr. John Wong, and he
you spoke.
Yeah.
Oh,
and he kind of gave us this need for a network, a digital platform for the micro entrepreneurs, the farmers and the fishermen.
Oh, okay.
Right. So, but hearing today's conversation, we're kind of thinking, why don't we look at artisans if that is a significant market? And if this community can be helped, we use the same ideas, but we focus very specifically on artisans. And I want to get your feedback on that. And I think Nampuna has some questions as well.
Artisan in Indonesia is also very even dominant, yeah? When we are talking about from based on official data, around 66 million micro, small, medium enterprises. 97% are micro enterprises, so dominant. And micros, I don't know whether the majority, but maybe close to 50% are artisans. But of course, we must have a common definition of what should include in the artisan.
Yeah, some call it cottage industry, right?
Yeah, but what kind of products?
Products, yes.
Is it only based on self employment, or only based on very small enterprises, only owners with 2 helpers that we call artisans, or based on what kind of products they make? Is that including making food and beverages, or only handicraft from bamboo, from wood, from rattan, or including clothes, garments, footwears? In Indonesia, we don't have an official definition, but usually artisans mean self-employment. You do alone, no hired workers. Maybe sometimes helpers from your families, and you do for local market mostly. But there are also many artisans that manage to export because of the support from the government. But for me, it's also interesting to focus on artisan, because in Indonesia there are many, like in India.
Yeah. So we can see the global impact of it, but we focus on Indonesia. I mean, that was the question Nampuna asked, why focus on Indonesia? But Sunway is interested in outreach to ASEAN. So we could, if we can develop a course ecosystem and we can come up with the model, index, whatever we should explore, then it's something that we can apply in other regions as well. So, and of course, I must admit that we are very focused on making sure whatever project we do, it has an impact. And one of the impact we're talking about is that it gets published in a high impact journal.
Yeah.
Right. So we've been doing some, we've been discussing, and we kind of find that, what was that agency, Nampuna, that in Indonesia has published?
SMERU.
Oh, SMERU, yeah, Research Institute, focus on poverty.
Poverty. This is about an poverty alleviation. But we thought we will do the proposal and stuff and kind of align to the work they have published before, and get their kind of brainstorming with them to get some feedback from them. But our project, you know, we get the funding from Sunway. Because it's also important to make sure we have the credibility. So if we have some feedback from them, or maybe one of them is involved in our project, it gives us more credibility. And I think Nampuna was saying, what were you saying, Nampuna, that they won't just work with anybody, right?
SMERU is basically already famous in Indonesia. So they used to be the extension of hand of the World Bank whenever they have projects in Indonesia. So it comprises, you know, a lot of.
I think they get support from AUS-8.
Yeah, they got a lot of fundings from everywhere basically. So they focus previously on poverty and inequality research, but now they seem to, you know, to branch out to many different others, like to sustainability, to, you know, renewable resources and so on. So I was thinking that maybe if we can, if you know, depending on the objective of the study, if we want to have sort of like a comprehensive analysis on one industry, or just a small you know, area that we know already that produces artisan and handcrafts, for example, like in Bali. So by zooming in on this particular area that we know already that they're already selling strong artisan and handcrafts products, we can also extend the study to become an economic study. And usually in economic study, and which is already done by SMERU many times, and they have published in A-star journals like Journal of Development Economics, Journal of Development Studies, they usually have a multi-year sort of like project. So how do we start a project like this? So we have discussed with Prof. Tulus as well, right, 2 days ago, about the technology of adoption. And also with John Bong, he has some ideas on the way we can measure somehow technological adoption as well. So I was thinking, Prof. Tulus and Prof. Susela, we can make something like this, something similar in the sense that, okay, there are so many artisans and handcrafts maker in Bali, right? We just focus on one area of Bali, and some of the artists in Bali, they are already, you know, global well known. So some of them, and even Professor John Fong mentioned it as well, they already have a global network and global markets for their products. So in fact, if you go to, you know, if you go to Maldives, if you go to some parts of the Europe, the handcrafts that they sell is actually made in Bali. But these are just a small group of artists that have made it to the global scale, right? There are so many others who are still in a small, you know, scale, and usually they are becoming the feeder to the bigger players. So they know that they cannot do everything, so they will outsource the productions of some of the handicrafts to the smaller ones, and that's how the ecosystem is made currently in Bali. This is what the reason why I'm quite familiar with this industry is because I have a few cousins running a villa in Bali. So I got a lot of like sense and feelings on how does it work there. So if, let's say, we can find a group of artisans, a group of handcrafts maker that they are still small, micro to small, but they are willing to expand without the help of these big players, because they are just a price taker, right? The big players say, I want just to pay you this much, and they cannot say anything, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So if they want to move from micro to small or small to medium, they need to adopt this, technological advances, right, in order for them to market their products to a larger audience. So, and that is traceable. We can trace the way they start from, no network at all to building up their network until they have established a base of customers, not just in Bali, but everywhere else. So these are traceable things that we can measure. So I think it has a potential to also be published, to also have an impact, to be published in the top journals. I mean, I don't know, this is just an idea that I discussed with Prof. Cecilia just now during the presentation. So it has a potential in that sense, because in the top journals, we need multi-years data, and it's usually around 3 to 5 years, right? Following the same firms in a longitudinal scale, longitudinal data. So I don't know. What do you think, Prof. Tulus? Can we do something like that in Bali? Is it feasible?
Yeah, but if multi-year data, maybe you mean secondary data?
It's definitely primary. So we have to do like a
Primary,
field.
and it's experimental.
Experiments, basically.
Yeah, but how come primary data? You mean you go to the field and then with questionnaires, but you must have multi-years data. So you mean you do the survey every year?
Every
Yes.
year.
Okay, there's no problem.
The same people.
Same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. That is possible.
Only according to Nampu, he's just looked out what gets published in this top journals is this kind of work where there's a lot of, it's robust, and it needs funding. So of course, when there's a potential, we could, of course, Sunway will give us a seat for the 2 years, but we will have, depending on the impact of this, we can get other agencies, ADB or World Bank or whatever, to support us. And this is where this organization, the research institutes, help. But I have my concerns. I'm always a critical researcher. I find that when you have these kinds of research institutes which are funded by external, they seem to be not capacity building. They should reach out to other researchers in the region, in other universities, to collaborate, but somehow they seem to be elitist. I'm not sure. I get that feeling. They're kind of elitist. They work with only the big people, and they do not, because before this, Nampuna was looking up the publications by researchers in this space, and publications are all very local and not in high tiered, but this is where the researchers need capacity building to go for higher stakes. Otherwise, the country research will not be known.
I prefer more, for instance, in the case of Bali, I prefer to work with at least one local researcher.
Yes.
From University of Udayana or something.
And that researcher can be someone we can capacity build. He's doing a PhD. We could co-supervise the PhD. He could do the PhD in Sunway University, which is all funded for. So we need to find somebody there, and an academic there could be the co-supervisor.
That can be. But of course, we have to reach first the university,
Yes.
Find out whether there is potentially a PhD student.
But we could, we are doing kind of reaching out at the moment to some universities. One of the requests we got from one university in Srivijaya is for us to go Palembang is to do some research methodology course online for them to build them up to apply for PhD. And the dean was very supportive that he would like to encourage his early career researchers to actually, early career researchers to actually embark on a PhD. journey. So, I mean, these are ideas which Sunway is very happy to do. We want to do this kind of outreach. We don't want to, of course, they want to work with Lancaster and Oxford, but what do they gain from us, you know, other than having the platform to publish some work on the Asian region? But I really believe sincerely on building the capacity of our region and our researchers. So this is where I'm coming from.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Like, for example, this presentation by Yadav, I mean, he seems to have the point, but he has no funding.
Yeah.
He has published in this European journal, right?
Yeah.
But it costs a lot of money to publish. These journals are, you need to pay.
What is rather strange for me, because the idea is very good. Even maybe regional institute like maybe EDB will be interesting to see or to use that index.
Yes, but because the outreach is not there, because they in India, they just look at within them, but they can't see the potential of their paper for the region, and who would be. And this is where the association we could help in terms of having more discussion and then trying to get them to apply for grants and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think one good point from here was it just gave me the idea. We were looking at micro farmers, fishermen, but why not look at these artisans themselves?
Yeah. While the artisans in many countries are the majority of.
Yes. I went to Vietnam not very long ago. I mean, quite some time, 2007, many years ago. But I found that the government has kind of brought all these artisans together in a center, and they make sure they are paid very well, and then so the thing. But I'm not too sure how effective it is, how sustainable it is. I mean, it'd be worth going and studying how their livelihoods improved and whether that's working.
In Indonesia, there are many. Sometimes we call industrial parks.
Yes.
That special built by the local government or by the central government to support micro, small enterprises. Some parks have been successful, but others fail.
But how do you measure success? I mean, is there studies which show
their market expanded? So originally they came from micro enterprises only selling their products locally, but when they entered or they went to the park, and then in the park they got many facilities, including assistance from the local government and so on. Even in some park, they managed to have kind of subcontracting with large enterprises. But
the pandemic would have affected them, right? Because no tourism.
I haven't here yet or visit again after the pandemic, because my last visit, I think, for instance, in the metal micro enterprises, metal industries, they produce for automobile, like brakes, like radiator and so on, aki for the car. They had subcontracting with PT Astra International, Toyota in Indonesia, but that was long before the pandemic. Because PT Astra International, that is the automotive industry affiliate from Japan, and they every year looking for new, they call new vendors, new suppliers, and they train them first 1-2 years, and then those who have passed the training, they became independent component makers or components, automobile spare parts makers, and they supply back to this PT international Astra International, to assembling Toyota, Honda, and so on. So, but that is one. Sometimes we call it also cluster. Sometimes, or centra. We always say centra because cluster is mean all complement industry must be there in the same location. But Indonesia, although they call clusters, but when we visit, they're mostly homogeneous industries producing the same goods. There is no complement industries like industry producing component, industry producing other inputs to these main industries in the cluster. So I think it is wrong to mention them cluster, better centra.
Okay. So you think it's a good idea? We'll explore, and I think we still need to find the research gap because we don't know how much work has been done in the Indonesian context or in the region.
Yeah, but I think we should decide first that we will focus on handicraft or artisan, and then we try to look through literature review whether there have been many studies on artisans. And then we see if we can find some literature on artisan. Then we look at what are the research question of this literature. Then we can find the gap. What have not been asked or studied so far. I found many literature paper on small medium enterprises in many journals, but from those just say I remember in the past 2-3 years, only very few I found focusly on artisans. So indeed, it is still very few studies focus particularly on artisans. Mainly they talk about small, medium enterprises. They consider as an homogeneous.
Yes, but you know these micro entrepreneurs are a huge portion, and within them there are so many sectors. So that's why we will narrow down to artisans.
I agree.
And this is the most vulnerable group.
Yeah. They are the most primitive, the most traditional, and they lack of everything, including knowledge, formal education. The owners probably only until maybe 5th or 4th class in primary school, and mostly in Indonesia run by poor families, household. And they depends, I found they depends much on traders and suppliers. So they are price takers.
Yeah. Okay,
Sometimes, thank you. Sometimes I wonder whether they can be called as an enterprises, because they can be like laborers working home.
Yeah. This is the, what do you call this?
I remember.
Undocumented sector.
Yeah. So they
the informal sector, right?
Yeah. They have certain names, I forget, but sometimes mentioned in the literature. So they kind of subcontractor to traders, to a company. So those who called subcontractors are not enterprise. They are individual subcontractors.
Okay. Thank you, Prof,
Okay.
for your
Keep in
time.
touch.
And I think it's given us an idea. We have kind of narrowed down the
Yeah,
focus. We're still on the same agenda of
Yeah.
micro entrepreneurs, but it is just narrowing down. And by doing narrowing down, looks like we go to Bali.
Yeah.
Well, so
But not on November, yeah?
no.
Because G20 very
G20, yes.
very difficult.
But are you attending the G20 meeting?
I don't know. I have been the consultant for the Bapenas, you know, this same as ministry in Indonesia, preparing for this November summit meet in Bali. I don't know whether because my job practically already done.
Okay.
So, but I heard from Bapenas, including the contract, they still will provide us with the ticket and hotel for November summit, but we don't need to do more.
Just be there and do some networking and keep that in mind and see if there are potential sponsors for the grant, because we get 2 years, we still need grant coming in the 3rd, 4th year.
Okay.
Because Nyampuna warned me that if we want to get to the high top ranked journal, it has to be multiple year. It has to be able to show the impact, which is what the conversations currently are. For example, Emerald is sincerely looking at impact. So this will be the one that we can showcase.
Yeah, certainly.
But definitely between 1 to 2 years, when we get the initial data, we can still publish.
Yes, we can, but this is what attracts the future funding. You know, it's not like we finish, we do 1 year, 2 years, and we get the initial, we get to share this and publish this to get to the big journals.
I agree. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Prof. For your
you're
time.
welcome. Also, I thank you and have a nice weekend. And
maybe I will just take a suggestion from you to make a suggestion. One of these days, giving you enough time, I would like Nampuna to share his, I haven't asked him, but to share his very interesting insights on the financial crisis and climate crisis.
Sure. So please let me know and then I will organize.
Yeah, because I think it will be something which is helpful for all. He's actually presenting to a university in India, right? But I thought that's just the university and just the master students, but we want that to be outreach to others. That I will also invite my other colleagues from other schools to attend this. So your platform is good. I just have to send them the Zoom link without having to do all this organizing.
Okay.
But it will be very helpful for your team and the researchers in Indonesia to reflect that as well.
Yeah, certainly.
Right. So I'm marketing for Nyampuna.
Thank you very much for your effort. Okay.
Terima kasih banyak, Pak.
Sama ya.
Bye.
Salam sehat, keep healthy and safety. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
You too. Take care. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.